Economic Ninja here. Hope you're doing well. It is tariff trade threat time again. Trump has sent out a bunch of letters. We're going to talk about that as we dive into this story from Zero Hedge. Before the price doubles on the tax liens and tax deed course bundle, check it out. If you want to make stupid money and invest in real estate with very little money, or you can invest with a lot of money, and either way make crazy percentages back, learn it down below. All right, the price is going to double. All right, so tariff time again. Trump sends trade letters ahead of the deadline, threatens 10% tariff on BRICS aligned nations. Now remember, I've told you before, this is Trump needing to completely break apart the BRICS alliances that were built a long time ago. Really, BRICS started in 2015 in earnest, building. It built through the Trump administration and then really got going during the Biden administration. Now he's trying to break it up, right? A lot of the Western nations did not take this serious, while there are a lot of people on the internet going, hey, do you realize how big of a deal this is? It is a big deal. It says trade tensions are once again front and center for investors as President Trump's tariff deadline looms. On Sunday night, the president announced that the U.S. will begin sending tariff letters to major trade partners, warning of levies on countries that have yet to strike a deal. The president expects letters to be sent to 12 countries. Now, Trump wrote this on Truth Social. I am pleased to announce that the United States tariff letters and or deals with various countries from around the world will be delivered starting at 12 p.m. Eastern, Monday, July 7th. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald Trump, President of the United States of America. Now, the truth is, something that happens behind the scenes on these social media platforms, because I've already used the word Trump, president, and probably some other keywords, I actually, even if I wanted to try and pay to push this video out to the world, because YouTube doesn't want to send too many of these out now, I actually get turned down. I've gotten turned down 5 different times, and they say it's because of election interfering. This is no joke. And as I'm speaking, AI is listening to this going, I've been told not to send your stuff out, Ninja, because you keep using the word Trump and all this stuff, and it's not in a negative fashion. You know, like if you were complaining and whining about all this stuff, then I'd send it out. That's what the AI says to me. But that is no joke, the truth. And it's sad because that's where we're at. You know, I knew that there was interference with truth getting out, but never on this level, because I'd never truthfully experienced it. I'd heard about it on the media and heard people upset about it, but I never experienced it. Anyway, it's a little side note, but the reason why I bring that up, and watch, just type 1 if you're happy that, you know, this short-term pain is going to add to long-term gain, these tariffs. Type 1 if you agree, like, hey, no, we need to do this. We need our fair share because of this trade imbalance. And then type 2, just type 2 if you're like, no way, this sucks. I want China to make more money than us. I just do that. Now, here's the truth. Around the world, and this is what's really sad, and I'm sure many of you understand this, but people that live in other countries, and if you live in a country and agree with this, type the country you live in, know more about American politics than most Americans. This is a very, very scary and sad situation, but the reason why that is because America still runs the world. Whether you like it or not, America is still leading the free world. And it is very sad to me when I see people that, or talk to people that have zero concept of how important all of what's going on in American politics right now is to not only America, but the rest of the world. And this is the number one most important thing. Trade imbalances lead to all kinds of things, but they eventually lead to war, because what happens is countries can get frozen out of trade. They can starve, all kinds of reasons. You know, most people don't realize that Pearl Harbor, Japan finally attacked, was pushed to that attack because of trade imbalances. They were cut off from other parts of the world, things that they needed or wanted. You guys understand that? Type 10 if you know that is true. I should do a video on that. All right. It says here, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Trump will begin sending letters to the U.S. trading partners, right? Warning that if no agreement is reached, tariff rates will revert to April 2nd levels, set to take effect on August 1st. Now, you remember when before Trump gave a little bit of a reprieve in April, the stock market was tanking. Things were bad. They were not good, okay? So they gave this reprieve, and then the stock market rallied. And I think a lot of people, by and large, just forgot what was going on. It says here, according to adding to uncertainty, Trump said additional 10% tariff will be imposed on any nation aligning with the BRICS, the bloc of emerging market economies, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, as seen as increasingly hostile to U.S. interests, which I completely 100% agree with. And these are the exact words that Trump used. Any country aligning themselves with the anti-American policies of BRICS will be charged an additional 10% tariff. There will be no exemptions to this policy. Thank you for your attention to this matter, with an exclamation point. Now, we all know what it's like when we, text family members or friends and someone starts texting in caps. It gets really awkward really fast, right? And like my dad would say, I had no idea the caps were on. I don't even know how to use this phone. He's like, it's true. You get to like 70 years old and that's your easiest excuse. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to use this darn contraption that I use every day. I don't know what the caps lock means. That's what my dad says. He'd be laughing right now. He's like, it's true. It's true. That's what my dad would be saying. Says a 10-member block of emergency, but I mean, my point being is that he used an exclamation point. You can't get more blunt than that. Like, I'm not going to talk in all caps because you might think that Trump doesn't know how to use the caps button, but the exclamation point is very serious. Says the 10-member bloc of emerging market nations has increasingly positioned itself as a geopolitical and economic contender. No, it's a threat. Let's just be clear. To the U.S.-led global economic order, which is seen as fracturing as the world stumbles into dangerous bipolar state. Well, I'm not gonna lie about that. I think our whole country, our world's going bipolar right now. Just watch CNN. But my point being is that these are the times to make money. There are people around the world now that have taken the tax lien course, and they started LLCs in this country, and they are killing it. I just got an email from someone from New Zealand, and I got to try and get her on the channel. And she just got her first lien redeemed in less than 4 weeks, and she made 6% on that. Now she's going to take the money and dump it in again, and do it again, and do it again. And can you imagine what kind of rate of return you're going to make in a year? It's stupid. And if you pick states that are paying like 12, 18, 36%, holy cow, sometimes, you know the old adage, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink? Same thing with money. You can show people how to get rich, but you just can't convince them. But you know what? Some guy with a garage full of Lambos will convince them. It's sad. All right. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. The courses are going to double soon in price, so please don't. There are people that comment all over the internet. The ninja only wants to help rich people. I don't know what to tell you. This thing's on sale right now. Links down below. Hopefully you have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out.